Do you remember the sound of a screen door slamming shut behind you? And nobody worrying where you were until the streetlights came on. Before the notifications. Before the passwords. Before every moment of life was tracked, tagged, recorded, and stored forever. There was a time, not that long ago, when daily life moved to a completely different rhythm. And if you lived through the 1960s, you did not think twice about it. It was normal. It was safe. It was just the way things were. But if someone tried to live that way today, people would panic. Authorities would be called. Parents would be judged. Entire comment sections would explode. So today, let us go back, all the way back, to the things everyone did every single day in the 1960s. Things that would absolutely shock people now. And by the end of this, you may realize something quietly unsettling. We did not know how good or how free we really were. Leaving the house without telling anyone where you were going. You grabbed your jacket, maybe your bike, maybe nothing at all, and you walked out the door. No phone, no note, no GPS, no check-in. Your parents did not ask where you were going. They did not ask when you would be back. There was no tracking app blinking on a screen somewhere. You were just gone. And somehow, the world did not collapse. Kids disappeared into the neighborhood for hours, sometimes the entire day. Adults ran errands without anyone knowing where they were, minute by minute. If you needed someone, you waited. Or you knocked on doors. Or you asked around. Today, that kind of freedom would trigger missing person alerts within hours. Back then, it was simply called living your life. Letting kids roam, completely unsupervised. Children in the 1960s had entire territories. Not backyards, not playrooms. Territories. Blocks, woods, creeks, abandoned lots, railroad tracks, construction sites that would make a modern parent faint. No helmets, no adult supervision, no safety briefing. You learned by doing, and sometimes by getting hurt. If you fell, you walked it off. If you scraped a knee, you wiped it with your shirt. If you broke something, well, then you told your parents. Eventually. Today, a child playing alone outside can spark phone calls to authorities. In the 1960s, it was considered healthy, necessary even. And here is the shocking part. Most kids survive just fine. 3. Smoking everywhere. And we mean everywhere. Cigarettes were part of daily life, like coffee or bread. People smoked in offices, in grocery stores, in airplanes, in hospitals. Teachers smoked in the teacher's lounge and sometimes at their desks. Doctors smoked while giving advice about your health. Parents smoked in the car with the windows rolled up. Ashtrays were not accessories. They were furniture. Today, lighting a cigarette near a building entrance can get you fined. In the 1960s, not smoking made you the odd one out, and nobody thought twice about the cloud hanging in the air, because it was everywhere. 4. Trusting strangers without fear. If your car broke down, you accepted help from whoever stopped. If you were lost, you knocked on a stranger's door. If you needed to make a phone call, someone handed you their house phone, no questions asked. There was an unspoken rule. Most people were decent. Not perfect. Not saints. They tried to help. Today, we warn children never to talk to strangers. In the 1960s, strangers were how you got through the day, and somehow society functioned. At night, America gathered around the television, not individually, not on demand, together. You watched what was on, or you did not watch at all, and the next day, everyone talked about the same show, the same jokes, the same commercials. Television was not background noise. It was an event. Today, with endless streaming and personalized feeds, that shared experience is gone. But back then, it was part of daily life. and it quietly stitched people together. Number 6. Memorizing important phone numbers. You knew them by heart. Your house, your best friend, your parents' work. No contact list, no cloud backup. If you forgot a number, you were stuck. Today, losing a phone feels like losing your memory. In the 1960s, your memory was the phone, and it worked just fine. 7. Leaving doors unlocked all the time. People left the front door, the back door, and the car door unlocked. Keys stayed in ignitions. Houses sat open all day. Neighbors borrowed things without asking because they did not need to. Security systems existed, but mostly in banks. Today, we double lock doors while sitting inside our homes. Back then, locking up felt unnecessary and sometimes even rude. 8. Disciplining kids publicly, and nobody interfered. If a child acted out in public, a parent handled it immediately, firmly, without debate, and no one stepped in. No one filmed it. No one called it abuse. Discipline was not discussed. It was expected. Teachers, neighbors, even family friends corrected kids when they crossed a line, and parents backed them up. Today, that same moment would go viral. Back then, it was just another Tuesday. 9. Reading the newspaper from front to back. Every morning, newspapers landed on doorsteps and people read them. Not headlines, not snippets. The whole paper. Local news mattered. City council meetings mattered. School events mattered. Today, news arrives in fragments, filtered and customized, and it is forgotten within minutes. But in the 1960s, being informed was part of your daily routine. 10. Eating meals without screens. Dinner meant sitting down. Together. No phones, no tablets, no television on in the background. You talked, you argued, you laughed, you complained about your day. Meals weren't rushed. They weren't optional. And they weren't silent. Today, eating without a screen feels unusual. Back then, it was the norm. 11. Wearing the same clothes repeatedly, without judgment. You had outfits, not wardrobes. You wore the same jacket all season, the same shoes until they fell apart. Clothes were repaired, not replaced, and nobody cared. Fashion moved slower. Trends lasted longer. Identity was not tied to what you wore. Today, repeating outfits can feel like a social risk. Back then, it was just being practical. Trusting institutions without question. Doctors, teachers, police, news anchors. They were trusted. Not blindly, but deeply. If they said something, it carried weight. Today, skepticism is constant. Every claim is debated. Every authority is questioned. But in the 1960s, trust was built into daily life, and it shaped how people moved through the world. 13. Writing letters and waiting patiently. You wrote a letter, you mailed it, and then you waited. Days, weeks, no instant reply, no read receipts. And somehow, anticipation made it sweeter. Today, waiting 5 minutes for a response feels unbearable. Back then, waiting was part of the experience. 14. Living without knowing everything instantly. If you didn't know something, you asked around, or you went to the library, or you simply didn't know, and that was okay. Today, answers arrive in seconds. In the 1960s, curiosity lingered, and sometimes, not knowing made conversations richer. 15. Ending the day in silence. At night, things got quiet. No endless scrolling, no late-night alerts, no glowing screens lighting up the room. You read, you talked, you thought, and eventually, you slept. And here's where the tension really builds. Because none of this felt extraordinary at the time. No one thought they were living in a golden age. No one knew these moments would vanish. They were just living their lives. And now, decades later, we look back and realize how many of those simple, daily freedoms quietly disappeared. Not all at once, not dramatically, but piece by piece. And the shocking part isn't that the world changed. It's that it changed so slowly. Most people didn't notice until it was already gone. So the question isn't whether the 1960s were better or worse. The real question is this: what are we doing today that future generations will find just as shocking and wish they could experience again? Because one day, someone will be telling your story. They will say this: back then, they didn't even realize what they were losing. And that thought, more than anything else, might be the most shocking of all.